jump is 10B. Mr. Homfeld is likely to lower the front rail so the horses and riders can get a good gallop. On landing, sharp left turn, fly across the field to the FTI vertical, fence number 12 in our original course. And not only is it difficult to go at a full gallop to a tall vertical like that, but the next question requires a sharp right-hand turn on landing. Whenever you turn in the air, that increases the risk and invites the horse to knock the jump down. So they fly to this tall FTI vertical, sharp right turn over to the original last jump, the Animal Planet vertical. Now, we'll just walk on over here. I've already walked the distance here. There's an extremely aggressive 8 strides back to the Animal Planet. There's a very fast 9 strides, and this field has been riding beautifully all week. So what's happened is you're seeing horses do amazing stridings, like leaving 2 strides out, leaving 3 strides out, but this vertical is tall. The more strides you leave out, the harder it is to leave that top rail up. Okay. Hopefully, Animal Planet vertical is still up. Have to make a U-turn around the water jump, going back to the Wolfer Estates Oxer, which is our original fence 1. This is right here. This is a pretty sharp turn, and it's really going to be up to the rider to decide how sharp a turn they make on this jump. This will be bigger and wider and square. This will be quite a difficult jump in the jump off. Our next jump is the original fence 2, long gallop with, again, a sharp right turn afterwards to the David Yerman Oxer. Now this particular jump is set, again, jumping into the pavilion, into the noise, into the crowd. The horses are getting tired. The crowd, if you're going clear, is screaming. So keeping your horse's concentration out of a full gallop, as they would say on the hunt course, out of full cry, is not easy. We've seen some great riding this week. I'm sure we'll see some today. So we land, sharp right turn over to very, very spooky double Liverpools, Oxer vertical. I think that this caliber of competition, you're going to very nicely see riders come in the right corner and then give themselves room and come out the left corner of the B element. Not only is it faster, but it gives the horse more room to fit in the what at a gallop will be a short 2 strides. So hopefully they've left B up, a sharp pirouette, come forward, and then the money's on the line at the Prudential Douglas Element vertical. Gallop at it too fast, you'll flatten out and have it down. Go too slow, you won't be fast enough to win.
No entry fee, $200,000 FTI Grand Prix, an FEI World Cup qualifier. When the game changes for your business, every move you make can impact the final outcome. That's why industry leaders turn to FTI, the company behind the headlines, for guidance on the critical issues that can affect enterprise value. They've been a part of the scene for 25 years, been the trusted advisor, entrenched in many of the game-changing events that make headlines, move markets, and create business history. Our thanks again to FTI for their loyal support and honoring our Grand Prix sport this afternoon. We're all set to get underway, ladies and gentlemen, and time to come alive again, cheering on your favorite of the 5. And here is Alan Keeley, center field, to sound the call for the jump-off. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome
Chrissy
back the
McRae,
first
you
of the
went out
5
there, you had a
finalists. Here is
fabulous
Chris
first
Kapler,
round.
our
But
Pathfinder from
the big moment is here. Chris Kapler's in the ring on VDL Oranta. This is the jump off. 5 are in it.
And he
What do
can
you
do
think
it.
of the jump off? You walked it. You were planning on being out here.
You know what? I actually didn't walk the jump off. It's sort of my strategy.
That's a superstitious thing, huh?
Yeah, superstitious. I have my husband walk the jump off, and I don't even learn it because I feel like I have enough to do in the first round.
Chrissy, we talked to Jonathan this morning. He was terrific. He said, you know, Scott, Vegas is once in a lifetime. There's just none other. Let's take a look at what Chris is doing right now.
So we have our veteran rider out of 5 in the jump off, Chris Kapler. He's got to play poker the way Hillary Dobbs did on Friday. He's got to go fast enough and clear to put the pressure on the very fast riders behind him. Chris knows how to get it done. Okay, he's only got 4 obstacles to go, galloping across the field. Oh boy, that's a little deep. Made him work, but it set up a good turn on landing. Double Liverpools. Up and over, 1 jump to go. Mr. Homfeld raised fence 5 from the first round. This is our last jump. A clear round.
Wow.
I mean,
beautiful. What do you think? Where are they going to catch him, Chrissy?
Maybe on the turn to the Prudential.
Yes.
And then you go to the Animal Planet. He could maybe catch it there, and also I feel like to the last jump he was a touch slow. But
so
I
you're
mean,
meaning from the FTI jump over to the
Planet.
Animal Planet, okay?
And possibly the last turn, but I mean Chris knows what he's doing, so
absolutely.
We'll see.
I mean, Chris's track was excellent, and you know, horses have different styles. They cover the ground differently. Chris's horse, wonderful power jumper, but is a little bit slow across the ground relative to Hillary Dobbs, relative to this very fast horse, Onira and Brianne Goutal. Now, she was clear and in her jump off last year. Now she gives her horse a nice little pat. And Brianne can ride as fast as anyone in the world. She's off on a gallop, good at 1. And look at that. She's
back of her hand.
She really does. She knows this horse so well.
Now she's got to turn sharp.
When you left her jump, she's going.
Did you ask her to you, Chrissy?
I think so. I hope so. For Bree, she's great. That for
It's still up, 3 jumps to go. Whoa.
Come on.
Now turn and fly. There she goes. Brilliant.
Yes. Beautiful ride. Beautiful ride.
Cut 4 seconds off of Chris's time.
42.83. That puts the pressure on those following riders. What do you think?
I don't know if I could go that fast.
Can they beat her?
Maybe Hillary.
Wow, that was fast. Youngest rider in the class, or at least one of the youngest riders. She really set the pace.
Okay, now we go to Georgina Bloomberg on her Mount Curious. Now, we know that Brianne and Hillary are as fast as they come. We know that Chris and Kirsten Coe, while they can be fast, are not the speed demons that those other 2 are.
Right.
I don't know.
His horse is quite young. He's only 8, and this is his first big class ever.
That's
right.
amazing that he's that young. I mean, how he jumped it like a 12-year-old. Now, maybe you know Georgina's horse better than I do. Is this a speed demon, or what do you expect here?
So well. I don't know it so well, but for sure she's a fast rider, so maybe she can get it around as fast as Brianne did.
So Georgina will be representing us in Barcelona next month. Good gallop to 1. She's taking a shot. She landed and galloped, urged her horse on forward. A little bit of balance there. She's protecting the horse a little bit.
Too bad.
Maybe not enough.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
Okay, so Georgina's going to finish. It'd be nice if she could finish up with 4 faults so that if someone, completely gets undone and has 2 down, she can finish perhaps 3rd. An excellent day of jumping, and effort from Georgina and her lovely, gorgeous Mount Curious.
Absolutely. 4 faults. The time was 46.93.
You know, and she actually was slow in the same time as Chris Kapler. You know, nothing against Chris, but that's got to be a fast horse.
Definitely. This one will be fun to watch.
Absolutely. We've enjoyed watching this horse, Chrissy.
And look at
really
the
pretty.
white stockings going
lot
up
of white.
above the knee.
Yeah, very bright. Has a great style of jump.
9. Oh, I was wrong. He's 9. Well, he's
Okay,
quite
still young, still young. And we got a young horse with a young rider, but even though this rider is young, she's not shy on experience. She's been in the show ring, the hunter ring, the equitation ring, the jumper ring, more times than she can count.
She was pretty excited about this course today. I know she was like, I don't know, I've never jumped in this big. I don't know how it's going to go. But
I don't think she's ever jumped a course like this before in her career, has she? I don't think so.
they jumped big in California.
Oh, yeah.
Would they jump big in California, but this is
And
as
she's
big as
galloping.
it gets.
She's taking a shot. The worst she can be is 5th. Why not?
I know.
There she goes. She's.
Little light rub there, I think.
It's a very tough jump. Jumped it like it was 4 foot.
Jumps easy, huh?
She's a little bit slow across the ground. Good turn. Okay. 1 to go. She looks like she's got Chris.
Oh, clear
Super, super,
43.99, slips into second.
What a great finish. I mean, the worst she
Wow.
can be is 3rd. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if George Morris is watching this feeling real good that there's another good young rider to choose from.
Well, there's no question. Look at the young riders that we have coming up.
Great, I'm getting old.
I don't think so. But you've been on tour a lot, Chrissy.
Yeah.
Talk to us about this for a minute. This has to be encouraging for you to see as a USC team member. We've been together
Yeah.
in Dublin and some great places. It's just, what does this say for show jumping right now when you see talent like this?
Well, I think there's a lot of up and coming young riders that are moving up, and they have some of them. I think they have to keep on it, and that is hard. Like with Brianne goes to college, and
Right.
Georgina's in college, and it's hard to stay motivated and focus only on the riding when you have so many other things going
Speaking
And
of
Hillary.
college, Hillary's at Harvard University, and no one can beat her. When she puts in her round, she wins. Period. End of story.
And what a week she's had here. She really has. As she said yesterday in her 3rd interview of the week, she said, wow, I just am grateful that I've had this week.
What I love about her is she is totally polite and so excited each and every time
Very
she wins.
well grounded. Well, let's
Exactly.
turn our attention to Hillary and her ride. And the nice thing is that if anyone can beat Brianne Goutal, it's this girl right now.
So she better start off with some pace.
Turn and go. Smooth and fluid over to fence 2, the FTI vertical. No, she left it up. She does look a little bit guarded. Oh, that was fast. That was
Wow.
fast. She came out of it, sliced it, and kept going. And you notice this horse travels low, flat to the ground. It's a flat gallop. It's going to be close. First got to leave this up. No, turn and go, turn and go. If she catches this one,
Come on, Hill.
oh my God.
Unbelievable.
What a week for Hillary Dobbs, winning the first class of the week and the last class of the week.
She's going to be on cloud 9.
Wow.
I can't remember when the same riders won the Friday Grand Prix here at the Hampton Classic, and
Peter,
So sorry.
opening
I have to go
day.
take a jump off.
You
Thank you,
jump
guys.
off.
Gotta go
Jump
do your
on. Thank you.
presentation.
Thanks,
Thank
Christine
you so
McRae.
much.
Thanks
It's
for
been so
coming
fun
by.
here. Anytime.
Means a lot.
I mean,
First opening day class, Friday class, Sunday class Grand Prix.
unprecedented
History.
success.
History
I mean,
right
it
here.
really, just unbelievable, and no luck.
Oh,
No
none.
luck. I mean,
None.
and the nice thing about that win was she put in a blistering time without even looking like she was on the brink of coming undone.
Exactly.
She did it with poise, confidence, and composure.
And I tell you, let's face it, we're watching the beginning of that jump off course. She left the door open a little bit until she landed off the Animal Planet, and then she let it rip.
Absolutely. And she kept her concentration. She never flustered. She knew she has a clock in her head.
No question. That is strategy. Strategy all the way. 41-13 clear. She just took it away from all of them. We're going to take a quick break. Back to the winner's circle to see Hillary Dobbs one more time. We'll be back in a moment.
He's not covered at the hospital.
Cut the shit.
And we're back.
And we're back live. Hillary Dobbs, wow.
What an unprecedented week of success.
To think, by far, this is the most winning a rider has had at the Hampton Classic. 3 horses here. Every one of them has been in the ribbons.
And over the years, we've seen the best. We've seen Joe Fargis win more than we thought anyone could win. We've seen McLean Ward do the unbelievable. We've seen BZ Madden rewrite the book. I mean, how do you categorize this?
Absolutely, and I have to tell you something. I saw Lou Dobbs this morning, and Lou has his family here this week. It was a real family affair, and I looked at Lou and Deb, and I said, well, I'd said it yesterday, crossed my fingers and said, fingers, here we go, fingers crossed, and they said, we are very superstitious in the Dobbs family, so it's a good thing you came by, and look what happened. I mean, look what happened. I mean, this is a real family affair for the Dobbs. They've been around the world all summer long. They've spent a lot of hours together watching show jumping. Great success for Hillary. She goes back to school this week.
Well, it's a win-win for everybody, for the U.S. to have such a top young talent, top young horse, the Dobbs family supportive of equestrian sport here in the United States. Big question, is she going to be able to concentrate first period at Harvard on Tuesday or Monday,
with
whenever she goes back?
With a $60,000 check, plus she's at, look what it does for her as far
First
as the
place World Cup points.
Right, rider ranking right from the
computer
get-go.
list, and then the
FTI
Rider
the
Challenge.
Vox Riders Challenge is a huge one right now. It's the first time ever.
The $15,000 bonus to the leading rider of the show. Todd Minicus and Hillary Dobbs were neck and neck. Todd was slightly ahead coming into the day. He's got a beautiful, pregnant young wife that he was really had his eye on that Rider Challenge first place prize money. And Hillary came in, the door was open, and she walked through it with confidence and poise.
And to think that she's walking away right today with a check, $60,000 check, and a lot of winnings.
And fellas, Brianne Goutal in number 2 position.
Brianne Goutal, you know, well, she's a force to be reckoned with. We're going to be seeing a lot of her down the road.
The young ladies were represented.
Yep.
Yeah.
Second with Brianne, third with Kirsten Coe and Starlight.
Right. Fourth is Chris Kapler.
Our veteran silver medalist,
And we also
Team
had
Gold,
Georgina
Chris
in the final
Kapler,
group
and
there.
Georgina Bloomberg.
I mean, it's a great
rounding
group.
out the top 5 in the jump off.
Great group. But we were talking about it, Peter. Look at the young riders coming along. I mean, let's face
The
it.
young riders took the top 3 spots, and
And you're out there competing with these young riders. And
you know, in my generation, Mr. Kapler, you know, just did an excellent demonstration of clear around jumping.
Oh, no question. I mean, but this young force is to be reckoned with, and this is what we need to see as we're moving forward towards the World Equestrian Games in Lexington, Kentucky. Let's face it, we need depth right now more so than ever. We can't continue to keep depending on those, you know, the Sapphire, the beautiful, authentic. We need to be able to say, we want
developing.
you. We need some coming along.
Yeah. Well, how wonderful, you know, to have Team Gold in Athens, Team Gold in Hong Kong at 2008 Olympic Games, and even with the top teams that we have, to have this kind of talent and depth bubbling up from beneath.
No question. As Skylar Riley said, our team that won in Hong Kong, they were all young horses coming along with those veterans. Those riders brought them along, 6, 7, and 8-year-old horses as they brought them along. Same idea that we have here with Georgina Bloomberg. I know Brianne Goutal, she has quite a few young horses now she's working with. Spent the summer with Nelson Pessoa with a couple of 6-year-olds, and as she said, I spent days in the tack, not hours, days in the tack. And that's what it really comes down to. And boy, does this prove to be the way to go for these young riders.
Yeah. I think Conrad Homfeld did a fabulous job again. 5 clear. I think he had at least 3 with just time faults. So, if his time allow was slightly different, he would have even 8 clear. I know that he preferred about 6 clear. That was his target. And if he was going to be one side of 6, he preferred to be closer to 4 than 8. So congratulations to Conrad Homfeld.
Well,
Great jumping.
And congratulations to this team that created this week of show jumping. I mean, this took a team of people, the staff at the Hampton Classic.
My goodness, the ladies and girls in the office, Shanette, the job she did organizing and planning this entire event.
And I tell you, this field looks the best at the end of this week of showing that I can remember. I know they've been working on trying to maintain this grass. It's only going to get better because that's the focus right now. Good footing. Brianne Goutal certainly gave it a run, gave it a real run.
I would not be surprised to see her back and in vying for the win again next year.
And she's on, I'm told that she's on to Spruce Meadows. That was a goal of hers.
Yes.
She didn't show this horse pretty much all summer, and she really wanted to focus on this horse show, Spruce Meadows, because again, that's international competition. George Morris, our chef to keep, says, get that international competition under your belt.
Well, this week, both of you have been talking about Corlett, and Corlett delivered today.
And then some. Corlett, but Hillary is the one that said yesterday, she said, Scott, Corlett loves this field, just loves this field. I feel like I've been out here enough now. I know it. I know the questions that Conrad's going to be asking me. I feel like I'm ready. And that's the confidence that you need, no matter what, to be able to go out and negotiate a course like this.
And no matter how good the horse is, you need an equally good rider to go out and win at this level. It just doesn't work just having one top talent. You need 2.
I tell you what, they're cheering Brianne over there. She's a local favorite, lives in New York City, goes to Brown University.
Yep.
Here we have the lineup here with Kirsten Coe receiving her 3rd place award. And a nice check there.
Oh, my goodness.
And that check for Kirsten's going to be $26,000. Not bad for a take-home. Thanks to our FTI, our sponsors.
So first place is
Oh, yes.
$60,000. Second place, $44,000. Third place, $26,000. And 4th place, $16,000. Good money.
Fantastic.
And Georgina,
thank you, FTI.
Amen. I mean, this is probably, without question, one of our biggest.
One of our biggest purses for sure in the United States. And Chris has his eye on the big picture. While he certainly would have liked to have, won today, he's building and building and building for the future with his horse, Oranta.
And we're going to come back live at the Hampton Classic. Back in a moment.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have the special awards that accompany our championship and leading rider titles for the week.
You know, the Hampton Classic knows how to put on a show, don't they?
Well, listen, it's the social event of the season. That's the bottom line, you know. And what everybody feels about this particular horse show is that this is a home show for all of us. This is what the creme de la creme come here to compete. And Ernie, we saw it. And to me, what the most important thing is that this is all in the name of sport. And these people love their animals. They want to see more people come and watch show jumping at its finest. And now to be able to have these sponsors jumping on board. Vox Riders Challenge, as we know, Hillary Dobbs walks away with another victory. Not only was she Open Jumper champion here, but she now becomes Vox Riders Challenge, and that's quite a check, Ernie. And again, that's just a perfect way of a way that a sponsor can get involved. It's the Vox magazine, just like the FTI consulting with today's Grand Prix.
Yes,
this
very
is
important.
This is what it's about. And at a horse show like this, the sponsors really do gain so much because of the certainly of the following that we create here at VVH and Hampton Classic TV, Animal Planet and their involvement, WLIU. I mean, there's so many different ways that sponsors can really get what they need, which is that.
We thank them all. But our big winner today, Hillary Dobbs, brought a lot of excitement to us. Our next stop is we're going to be at the press conference. We'll be bringing that to you live. So stay with us. We're going to take a quick commercial break. More live action to continue here at the 33rd Annual Hampton Classic Horse Show. What a Grand Prix event we've had.
We have had some show jumping at its best.
Stay with us.
Back in a moment.
Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of the Hampton Classic Horse Show and our title sponsor, FTI Consulting, we want to you all what is really an unprecedented top three here in our FTI Grand Prix. We'll go across from left to right. Third place finisher, Kirsten Coe. Runner-up, 19 years old, Brianne Goutal. And the champion of the $200,000 FTI Hampton Classic Grand Prix, the youngest winner in the history of this event at age 20, Hillary Dobbs. I know that everyone's going to ask who previously was the youngest winner. At age 22, McLean Ward won this Grand Prix for his first time. We know that since then he has won 2 Olympic gold medals, and I know, because I've watched these 3 ride, it's in their future for all of them. It was a very short while ago, in fact. Kirsten, you weren't there, but I remember 2005, I'm going to say. We were at the North American Young Riders Championships. Hillary took double gold in the junior division. Brianne took double gold in the young riders division. And it almost seems just like they're still young riders, and yet here they are, the top of the biggest event of the year. The other thing we should mention is that we believe this is only the second time we've had someone win the Big Friday class and the Grand Prix. So, Hillary, it was an unbelievable week. We're going to ask when we take questions, if you would please raise your hand so Michelle can bring you the mic, because it's just a lot easier for everybody to understand the answer if they hear the question. Kaylin, did you want to go first? I thought, Michelle?
Hi, girls. I was just wondering if each of you could comment on the fact that you are so young, and here we have 3 young women up here winning, and what it means for the sport and how it feels to have such success at a young age.
I think it's great for the sport to have 3 wonderful riders and many other up-and-coming riders. It gives us a lot of experience to compete with the more experienced riders, and it's good for our sport, you know, to always have people waiting in the wings take those spots.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's amazing to compete with all the big guns of the sport, and it's really nice when all goes well, but we have a lot to learn still. And I think we've all had really, or I can say for myself at least, I've had wonderful opportunities with horses and training and support, and I couldn't do without the big team behind me. So.
Yeah, I feel really lucky to have had such a great week, great summer. But like Brianne said, you know, the classes that, you know, have the top riders in the country here, this is a great learning experience and building block for our careers, to be able to compete against the best and watch them. So this is, you know, a step of experience towards, you know, towards the next level.
I'd like to get the thoughts of all of you on the jump off and what you were trying to do and how you were trying to figure what kind of time you'd put in.
I only saw the first jump off, and I had to get right back on. But I heard everyone saying that, you know, Brianne was so fast, and I knew that I had to catch the right angle on jump 1. That maybe that was the only place to make up some time. Got there. It was a risky, you know, it was a risky turn with a risky angle. You know, when Brianne's going flat out like that, you have to take some chances, and it worked out in my favor today. You know, I really owe it all to my mare. She's a special horse and jumped her heart out today, and all week, really.
When you say jump 1, you meant one that was jump 1 at the first.
Correct.
Yeah, I went second, so I watched Chris go. He has a big mare. It's very different from my horse. He's small with a smaller stride. He's quicker across the ground. But I basically just got the track from him, and then, to be honest, just went as fast as I could, taking as many risks as I could. And I knew I had some fast riders behind me. And as Hillary said, you know, once you're going flat out, it's all up to, you know, your distances and everything. That's fine, but you have to depend on your horse in a lot of places. And for sure I did, and he came through. So.
I really only watched Chris go in the jump off, and he went nicely fast, and I knew he could be beaten, and I knew Brianne and also Hillary go very fast, and my horse is a little bit green, and I think I just went at, you know, a speed for him, which was, you know, for 3rd place today. I knew Hillary would obviously be the fastest if she left all the jumps up, and my horse went as well as could be expected.
Well, actually, I'd like to, at this moment, introduce someone. You know, this horse show is fortunate to have a lot of very good sponsors, supporting sponsors, but it's always extra special for us when we have a sponsor that's deeply involved in the horse show world. And that is the case here. We talked about this being the biggest event of the year. One of the reasons is it's the Hampton Classic. Another is it's the first event that will determine which U.S. riders make it to next April's World Cup Finals in Las Vegas. But also, we had $200,000 in prize money. And we have someone we'd like to thank for that, and we'd like to introduce him at this moment, the chairman of FTI, Mr. Dennis Shaughnessy.
Thank you very much. Obviously, I don't want to detract from the real stars of the show here. Number one, I just want to thank Dennis Suskin, the board, Jeanette, you know, the staff, for putting on really, I mean, what can I say, the ultimate world-class equestrian event. I'm sure the riders would agree with me. I think, you know, as having a wife and daughter, I think the treatment that everyone gets here is special, whether you're the top of the Grand Prix or whether you're the youngest pony rider coming in. So thank you very much for a spectacular show, you know, for all of you. Number one, congratulations. I have to tell you a funny story. I know Hillary's dad, and we sponsor the FTI Rider Challenge down in Wellington. And first prize $100,000. And so Hillary was doing very well, accumulating points. So he's like, I want to be there to get the check, from you at the end of the session. Well, Hillary, I don't know where he is, but he's gonna, he'll get a nice check, from this. So again, to all three of you, number one, congratulations. I feel sorry for these older guys, because I think we're clearly looking at the new generation, of riders, and my God, isn't it really exciting? And I think the final comment I'll make is, a bunch of the press asked me, they said, well, why does FTI get involved with an equestrian event? And I think, in all honesty, I mean, we're one of the world's largest consulting firms. We try to fix problems in companies, all around the world. And people hire us because, one, they trust us, that, we'll use the right judgment, we'll have the right analysis, and most of all, we'll perform and solve their problems. And I can't think of two more compelling, factors when you look at the equestrian world. I mean, when you looked at those athletes out there today, it's the ultimate in mutual trust. You have the horse trusting the rider's ability, trusting the hours and hours of training they put together, mutual trust that if they do it well together, they're going to prevail. So again, to the board and the staff of the Hampton Classic, we at FTI can't thank you enough, and we look forward to being here next year. And number two, to these three, bright, attractive, tremendous athlete young ladies, all I can say is, the future is yours, and best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. And when we talk about horse show sponsors who are deeply involved in the horse show, actively as competitors and supporters of the event, there's someone else we'd like to thank at this time, Melissa Cohn of Manhattan Mortgage Company. And we thank you for hosting us here in your chalet today. Thank you, Melissa. I want to ask a question. I brought up young riders, but also going on a USET developing rider tour of Europe. And Hillary, I know you were over in Europe this summer. If you would just comment about what that has done for you as far as your riding and maybe contributing to what you do, not only today, but all week long.
Before I do answer that question, along the same lines of that tour, I do want to thank Ms. Cohen and Mr. Shaughnessy and the board and staff of this horse show, because the tour this summer really opened my eyes to what world-class horse shows are like, and this is one of them. So without, you both and everyone else's sponsorship, it wouldn't be so prestigious, and I feel honored to be showing this Grand Prix. The tour this summer has done so much for my riding. I'm competing against the best Americans here and overseas. I was competing against the best international riders in the world, and it was such a great learning experience to be able to learn from such incredible talents from all over the world, and it's really been invaluable. Jumping on any Nations Cup team, every time you go in, you learn something, and it was an honor and a great learning experience, and it's been the best summer. I feel very honored.
Do you want to say something on that same subject, or?
I echo everything she said, but also, I think we really need to have more team competitions here, especially for young riders. The developing tour is such a wonderful opportunity for anybody who gets to take part in it. Between that and young riders and Prix de States, we need to be set up for the best competitions in the world, and that's the way to do it, and we need to keep trying and keep pushing and continue with that.
I agree with everything they've said. They've said it all.
Your answer, right?
They've said it all.
Actually, it's really not a surprise to any of us that the three of these riders are doing what they're doing. We think it's maybe a little earlier than one might have expected. All three achieved great success in the equitations, our national equitation championships, and young riders, as we mentioned. So it's not a surprise to have them be the top finishers. it might be a surprise to some of our veteran riders, our Olympic veterans that are out there today, that they did it as quickly as they did it. To have 20-year-old, 19-year-old, the top 2 places, all 3 young riders that will achieve a lot more greatness before they're done. Any more questions before we let them go?
Hillary, I know you have several horses that you ride while you're here. How did you decide to ride Corlett? What went into that decision?
It was a very tough decision. A lot of you, most of you probably don't know. Last year, this Sunday, I did have a fall on the same horse, and she's been jumping amazing this week, and she felt confident. So, with that in mind, we, decided that now is a good time for her to step up and be ready this year, and, for me to be ready. It was there was a year in between, and I've gained a lot of experience, so we went with her. Quincy B, he just had 1 down on Friday. He jumped amazing. So it was a tough but great choice to have to make. I've got 2 very talented, reliable horses. And we just decided it was our gut feeling to go with Corlett, and we went with it. And I'm glad we did. She felt confident all week, and she was really on. I owe this win completely to her. She's a really remarkable horse.
Anyone else?
I don't have a question, but I just wanted to thank you, because what you have made today here is creating a new generation, as you have mentioned, and you have no idea how we were sitting watching you and a bunch of women. We were just so excited to see that these young girls are just, yes, for our daughters. And what it comes down is that you guys have discipline. This is a role model for the young children, that discipline will take you far away and you can succeed. So thank you.
I was just going to ask for the college students if you guys have started classes yet, or what's going on.
Dobbs, you begin this week with a blue, you end it with a blue, show jumping at its finest. What was the strategy? Peter Leone said to me when you landed off that Animal Planet jump, she's going to let it rip.
I hadn't seen Brianne go, but I'd heard the crowd and heard some professionals in the stands, and they said, she really took a rip. So I knew after the Animal Planet, protecting that a little bit, that was then the time to make it up.
Well, you did make it up, but also this week you've had a lot of discussion about your strategy with your trainers, Missy Clark and John Brennan. Any added strategy for that jump off?
There really wasn't a change in particular, but my horse has been covering a lot of ground out on this beautiful grass field, so basically it's been variable all week, and so I just let her open her step and take a shot.
Well, you did take a shot, and I know Jeanette Cohen, you are a happy executive director of this horse show. Give us your thoughts after watching that Grand Prix today.
It was fantastic, and Hillary, I have to say it was beautifully ridden. I mean, sometimes when the winner crosses the line fastest, it's because our hearts have been in our throats because it's scary. You made it look so easy. It was beautiful. It was really lovely.
Well, we said the same thing, and I know Peter Leone has a burning question for you.
Well, Hillary, winning is nothing new to you. My question is, you went in there for the jump off. Before you picked up your canter, what were you thinking?
Before I picked up my canter,
what were you saying? What were you saying to yourself and your horse before you started the jump off?
There's no letting up the whole way, because, like I said, I know Brianne Goutal, and we've grown up through the ranks together, and I know how fast a rider she is, and I knew going last that I just had to take a shot, and that's what we did.
We've been hearing that a lot from you this week, taking a shot. And you take a shot, you know your horses, you're a consummate professional when you get in the ring, and I can speak for those of us that have been watching the Hampton Classic for a long time. You are a shining star in our eyes, and certainly for the United States. What a way to end this week at the Hampton Classic. On behalf of this incredible staff here at WVVH, and certainly Hampton Classic, I can say that it's been a thrill for all of us. This has been a picture-perfect week, in many ways. I've had the chance to be in the winner's circle with this one on several occasions. And Peter Leone, it's been a pleasure working with you. Ernie, thank you again, your staff at WVVH. But I have to say, Jeanette Cohen, first class all the way. The best I remember at Hampton Classic Horse Show, no doubt about it. Thank you, thank you. So live here at the Hampton Classic, thank you for joining us for the week. I'm Scot Evans for WVVH. Hampton Classic at its best.